What's
What's
going
up?
on? What's happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Lounge. I'm Raytruelife, and that bald head bastard over there is Chevalier at Chevalier Life.
I've been letting you do these intros every day for about the last 4 weeks instead of us just coming there. And then you always go back to that bald head bastard. Like you're not the bald head bastard on the other side of the screen right now. What the
That's why
hell?
I gotta get it out quick before you catch it and stop me.
Yeah, I be letting you. Man, they already in here with us. Maduro Melly, what's going on, sis? How you doing, Mel? We got everybody jumping in with us already, man. It's
What's
great,
going
man. It's
on?
good to
What's
see you,
going on?
man. It's good. Bruno
We
Lyons,
gonna say we
smoke
sitting here
rings.
looking like bookends.
That's what it is right there. That's what it is. Man, I talked to Bruno Lyons on the phone last night. I called him on Instagram.
Uh huh.
He excited about Dallas Smoke Fest, man. I told him when you get to town, bro, since you can't check in till late, just come to Sukasa. Come to Mikasa.
Yeah,
Mikasa Sukasa. Come over here. We'll start the party early on Friday.
yeah.
You
We
know.
got to. We got to. We got to do
I
something.
gotta go to you know what I forgot? I gotta go because no, that's this Friday. Next Friday is when he's coming, but this Friday I gotta go to El Jefe Lounge, man. I'm getting interviewed on Tony's new podcast.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna be his first guest, man. I'll be his first guest. The young lady Charles is
Uh
gonna
huh.
be doing the interviews and but it's Tony's stuff, man. So it's gonna be I'm his first guest. I'm honored to do that. Gotta
That's
fill
what's
you in
up,
though. I got off work on Monday, Ray.
man.
I'll do it to get it off the chest. I gotta get it
Okay.
off my chest. I'll do it in there,
Well, we
man.
got to get
Hey,
this toast. Let's get this toast out the way. I believe it's on you this time.
it is. Let me get my
I
let me
like
get
cutting you off.
I know you do, punk ass. Let me get my lounge glass, man. I'm doing it in my honorary Ray True Life and Chevalier lounge glass. But hey man, here's to you. Here's to our friendship. Here's to our followers on the show. Uh hope you guys have a great week and the rest of your week is just as amazing. Much love and thank y'all for y'all support.
Cheers. Hey,
So
Tony still going? You still doing the interview at El Jefe?
yeah, that's the part I'm gonna get off my chest. But
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna get it off my chest, man. I'll talk about it in the get it off my chest segment. Cause
oh
I don't
well,
ever have nothing to bitch about, but you know, I'm gonna bitch today.
well. Let's get to it. So come on, what you got to get off your chest?
So on Monday when I got off work, I got a phone call from my homegirl Adwina telling me I needed to rush over to El Jefe Lounge, since I'm driving right past there. Seems that a young man at the 7-Eleven gas station next door to the lounge inadvertently thought he had his big E350 van in park. And for some reason, he decided to floor the gas pedal when he took his foot off the brake and drove right through the wall at our beloved El Jefe Cigar Lounge.
Oh, hell no!
Hell yeah. First of all, motherfucker, why, why you pulling up to the gas pump to get gas? Why do you need to rev your engine up to the point where you floor it because you think it's in park and then you realize it's not in park? I mean, what gave it away? Was it the fact that it was moving as it went through the wall? Like, what gave it away that it wasn't in park?
What I don't get about it, how did you get all the way from the gas station inside the building? At no point did you say, "Let me hit the brakes."
Well, so the gas pumps are about 40 feet from the wall to the side of the cigar lounge because the parking lot backs right up to the building. So he just got in and floored it and went right through the big 15-foot brick wall, pushing the couches over
Now,
to the middle of the
now let me
lounge,
ask you this:
destroying the TVs.
did he have them loud ass pipes on it? Maybe he was trying to show off.
No, it was an ice cream truck, bro.
Oh shit!
It was an E350, one of those big E kind of line, Ford kind of line, you know, those rapist, child abducting vans.
The
It
Raper
was a
Man
big white one, the Raper Man van. It was a Raper Man van. And so like he got ice cream stickers all over it with an air conditioner in the back window. And he just drives through the wall.
I
I
don't get it. I don't get it. So Smoke
yeah.
Ring says Tony just so happened to get up and the
Yep.
truck went through. He
Yep.
always sits facing the wall in the middle of the line.
Yep.
The truck went all
Yep.
the way through. I
It went all the way through. When I got there, I couldn't believe what I saw. Because I got there maybe 30 minutes later and I couldn't believe what I saw.
wait a minute. What's that little bit ass dog I hear?
The white lady next door. You know, whenever I go on the live, her dogs come outside and start
Them little
barking.
chihuahuas start barking. Yeah.
And Chap over there at the gate, you about to hear him in a minute. He over at the gate. Every now and then I see him over there biting on the boards, trying to pull the boards off. He getting them loose. One of these days he gonna get through that fence, man, and it's gonna be
And
a
tear him up.
bloodbath over there. It's
He
gonna
gonna
be a bloodbath
set
over
them
there.
ugly dogs up.
Smoking Ray said, "Damn dog." Yeah, 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 man. I don't know if he was trying to unalive himself or what, but it was something. But you know, God be the glory.
Yeah.
Before I left, they were boarding up the wall. Tony had to go get checked out at the hospital. I was there while the guys was boarding it up, so they got that done. I was able to lock up the humidor and Tony, when I just brought up Instagram before we started It's the Live, he
Uh-huh.
was actually in the lounge talking on the video. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
they got the debris up and everything. So, it was an ugly scene, but it's a lot better now. I know that he moves in excellence. So you can best believe he gonna be ready for business probably Saturday.
And
He gonna be ready for business
it's gonna be
Saturday.
better than it was when he done.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
already know.
That's the way he's
Hey,
moving.
you think the bass was good then? It's probably gonna be extra good now when we go in there. Listen to that neo soul. That neo soul gonna be hitting. I myself personally are gonna appreciate the neo soul just that much more.
I feel you. I feel you. Hey
Yeah, I'm
man.
just glad he was okay though.
Yeah, I'm glad he's okay. I'm glad that it's able to be fixed, and repaired. It didn't hit the ground. I got something.
Yeah. Oh,
Get it off your chest.
Mount Olympus.
I am sick of people who put their trash out in just trash bags and don't put it in a garbage can.
Why?
I got a neighbor who
I
puts
figured.
his garbage bags on the ground next to the garbage can.
So the
There's
can be full, and then he got more bags out on the ground.
no whatever was in the can was in the can, but he just sit bags on the ground, and the cats tear it up and throw the shit all over the place. And guess who yard it be in?
It
And
can't
guess
be yours.
yeah, and guess who don't clean it up?
Well, you know me, I'm gonna clean my yard up, but I'm not gonna
I,
have that
I, I
problem every
always
week.
have to. It ain't every week. It's every so often. But I'm like, come on, man. Ain't no way.
I'm
I'm
just
leaving. I'm leaving out one morning. What was this? Saturday. I'm going to work. It's a cat sitting in a bag, then tow up another bag. I said, it's just. I look. Put your garbage in the can, and if not, get another can. There's nothing wrong with that. They'll dump two cans.
or you could do what I would do and get a small bowl and fill it with a little GM Dex Cool and set it out there next to the bag. And I tell you what, one problem if you can't get the trash bag go, you sure can't get the cats going that tear up the trash bags. I'm
Hey,
not saying I've done it, but I know it
yeah,
works.
okay, yeah,
But
all
I know
right,
it works.
yeah, all right, yeah, whatever. That sounds like if you Sound like you speaking from experience.
No, I can't say that I've done it. I just know it works.
Who is this unlocked character over here?
My two favorite
Hey,
people. Was good,
What's going
family.
what's
on, man?
up, G Rady? What's up, G
Well, you
Rady?
know, just trying to move about the country a little bit.
I
Where
hear
you
you.
at,
I
man?
hear you.
You must be about 10 minutes from me.
You know, I've been looking at a few loads coming that way. I'm like, I need to go visit my peoples.
You do
Bring
need to
your
come
ass
visit
to
your
Texas.
people. Come on, come
Bring
next
your ass
week.
to Texas.
Come on for Dallas Smoke Fest, man. We Friday
When is it?
night, Saturday night, we're gonna be kicking it here at the
When
house.
is that?
Daniel from 505 gonna be here. Bruno Lyons gonna be here.
Next Friday? Next Friday?
Uh-huh.
What?
It
Not the
goes from the
first.
6th through the 10th. No,
Okay,
next Friday. The
6 to the
November
10th.
6th through the 10th is Dallas Smoke Fest. Got events every day. But on Saturday, we're gonna be celebrating Ray's birthday Saturday evening over here in the
Oh,
backyard.
Yeah.
okay,
Bring
okay,
me
So I
bring me
mean,
a
okay.
case of water.
it's not like you've not been to my trailer before.
Yeah, damn that. Bring me
Well,
a case of water.
I'll do
Bring us
that.
a couple
And
cases of water.
in fact, I still got the visitor's pass from the guard the last time I was there.
You still got your
I
business
told him
plan?
he I told him he didn't have to give you a pass to let you come through. That's why he ain't up there no more.
Oh,
That's why, because the nigga don't follow no instructions. Oh, I should use that word. I'm trying not to use that word.
What word?
Nigga.
I mean, they exist. They exist.
Yeah.
I
But
can make that happen.
I can say,
You
man, I
can make
wish I
that
was
happen.
celebrating down there with y'all. We wish you was too, man. It'd be nice to have you, come over here to the trailer
You
and
wish what
have a
we
few
we
drinks.
not gonna start. We hold on, because
Don't
you
I'll
start.
bring my
Just don't
pop up tent.
start. Just don't start. Just don't start.
Get it off your chest.
sick and tired of people downplaying their house while they talk shit about other people's house.
Well, who you talking about? Oh, there he is.
Mount Olympus, what's going on,
Mount
man?
Olympus, what's good with
What's
it?
going on, DJ?
What's happening, people? How we doing?
Oh
Man,
man,
it's good to see
chilling,
you,
chilling.
man. I
Good
talked
to
to you
see.
last week, but it's good to see you, man.
Hey, look. I'm still alive. I'm just in the shadows.
I know. Ray, I called him up last week. I was like, say, man, you put us down or what? He said, no, I'm working for a living now. He said, when I get
Yeah.
off work, when I get off work at 4 o'clock, I'm trying to eat and go to sleep. Because I talked to him all the way home from work the other day. He told me it's
Hey,
time for him
look.
to sleep.
Hey, look, man. He ain't lie. I've been putting in got that 10, 12-hour days up here.
I
You
know that's
know,
right.
and look, working on the shipyard, and then the weather hasn't been too bad. Like in the mornings it's cold, but then it warms up a little bit. In the afternoon. But
right.
nope.
So I tell y'all what, man, I was researching some topics, right, that I wanted to talk about, and I didn't have a lot of luck over this weekend. A lot of the news reels was about the same old shit, the Diddy stuff and stuff like that I didn't
Yep.
really want to talk about. But
Election, political.
yeah, the
Yeah.
election cycle. But I'll tell you something, guys, and this, it's good that I'm on here with the three of y'all. I was having a conversation right before I walked out here on the patio with my wife's cousin
Right.
about some of their younger cousins. These are young men that felt she was telling me a story about how they was pissed off with her mom because they were staying with her mom. Now one of these niggas like 35, but they staying with her and they paying her a couple $100 a month in rent. And when she told them they couldn't bring no women, have no women laying up in the house, they all mad at her. Now they talk about they not messing with her no more. And I found my whole insides start to burn because I was like, well, wait a minute. These ain't no 18-year-olds. These are some 35 and 36-year-olds. First of all, where else can you live in this world for $300 or $400 a month and your grandmother taking care of you? And you want her to be able to let you come up in there and lay up with your chicks? What the hell is wrong with young people today? And
Well,
why are they that way? Because I told
it
her this is what we're taking with the topic. Why are they that way? It's one of two things. Either they just sorry, or you've been enabling them that way all along. It's what you created now is coming back to bite you. In this
Yes.
case, it was what they created coming back to bite them. So
And
that's a topic of conversation for me. I'm trying to figure out where does a grown person think they can go stay with somebody for $300 a month and then don't want to follow the rules?
I mean,
well,
I,
I
I
mean,
said I said what that was what last week. That's that entitlement.
exactly.
That
That's what I was
entitlement.
gonna say. That we touched on this last week. It's the entitlement and this, and quite frankly, part of it, I think, heavily. Well, not say heavily, but part of it is this whole COVID reset thing, where everybody lost. No, the majority of people lost just about everything, right? So everybody started, going back home to someplace secure. Everybody chip in here and there, and people got lazy and accustomed to what the situation was and never wanted to get out of it because everybody was understanding at the time.
Right.
But this whole idea of entitlement, I still should be able to do what I want to do, how I want to do, because I'm grown. No, you're not grown. You're an
You're
adult.
not grown
You're
when you
not
staying with
grown.
me. You're not
You
grown when you
that's
staying with me. Even if you
and
grown, you ain't grown when you staying with me. Cause I
you
pay the
know,
bills over here. Shit in my
I
name.
actually I actually saw a reel on Instagram or whatever, and the daughters, the daughter and the cousin was sitting down complaining. The daughter was complaining about her mom raising the rent on her from paying 400 to 600, and so the auntie walked into the room during this conversation, and she was like, "Little girl, when in the hell are you gonna go live in the lap of luxury that you live in with all the amenities that you have for $600?" To your point, it's this entitlement thing, and because you're my mom, grandmother, whatever, you owe me. You should be giving me because I am yours, because I'm your child or I'm your this. So you should be giving to me. Like Shaq said, y'all not rich. I'm rich. I make the rules. Until you pay the bills, I make the rules. And if you want to be grown, you go pay your own. And that's where the problem is because so many people got accustomed to being taken care of or this entitlement thing.
But
You
Let
I
know
me
what?
think
say this real quick. Let
well,
me say
before
this
you say
real quick.
something, Ray, can I throw something in there real quick?
Wait,
I hear
wait.
you,
No,
Grady,
no.
but
Let me say
the
this first.
COVID reset has shit to do with that. I
Let me,
don't I don't I don't take the easy way out saying it's because of COVID. COVID didn't fuck everything up. Some people
Well, it
was just
fucked up
fucked up
enough.
before COVID. Go
look.
ahead, Ray.
100%.
Let me see this. Hold on, Grady. Grandma telling these grown men no women in the house because she don't want to be trying to watch her stories or take a nap and hear.
Exactly. That's what she's. So I wasn't gonna say that part,
100%.
but Grandma said the only people that's go smash in the house was her.
I
Right.
mean,
And
I
she ain't
mean,
She
But
smashing no
told
more.
her.
Listen,
She said, "Ain't
that's all
nobody
I'm
getting
saying.
smashed in it but me."
the
Because grandmas be 31 now. So grandma said,
but
look, grandma
ain't nobody
55.
getting smashed in here but me.
nah, nah,
The grandmas
Look,
be younger
grandma
than their
65
grandchildren.
now.
Yeah,
Grandma,
yeah.
Mama got a life too, Jody.
you're
Uh-huh.
right.
Mama
Look,
said,
Melvin,
I'm the only
Melvin
one getting
coming
smashed
through.
in here.
Melvin
they
coming through, and she don't need you sitting up here, and she don't want here. She don't want to hear you
Right,
get it in. I mean, come on now,
Ray,
come on
Ray,
now.
but
Ray. That's Mr.
again,
Melvin. Mr. Melvin's coming by.
but
Yeah, you don't say
that's
Melvin. You say
that's still
Mr.
the
Melvin.
problem. That's still the problem from what Grady said. And you know what? I might understand. I might understand the sense of entitlement. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it either. I,
But at the same time, sometimes parents need to stop being some punks. You don't want to abide by these rules? Well, then get the hell out.
get. And that's what I was saying in the kitchen. We were talking about it. A cousin looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "Well, you seem like you agree with him." Well, I'm just saying they paying rent. I said they're not paying fucking rent. I said y'all live in California. The average rent on a decent apartment in California is $2,500 a month. Where can a motherfucker go
Easy.
stay for $300 or $400 a month? And then you
Bro,
think you got smashing
I'm,
entitlements and shit?
that's
I'm,
just
Nigga, you can't
because.
stay with me, first of all.
That's
but
just because you
but
still
but
in my house, so
but
you're
look,
gonna pay something.
that's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You look in the state of Virginia, where I stay, shit, you might get you a 1-bedroom for 14. Up here where I'm at now in Maine, a 900 square foot studio runs you 2,100.
Shit.
I
Yeah,
mean, any
So
way,
because you
decent.
you know who they
it's
don't want up there.
the,
You
the
know who they
thing,
don't want up there.
the
Entitlement.
pers- the
Entitlement.
That's
perspective,
what they don't.
the perspective of it is, you know what? Sometimes you have to break that shit down. You know what?
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna give you black and white because this is what you're gonna pay outside of my house. And if you got a problem with the way things are inside my house, because my name's on that mortgage, the light bill, cable bill, internet, and everything else that you suck up, I'm gonna show you how much it's gonna cost you to go out in the real world and truly be grown, be an
Right.
adult.
Now look,
How
if
you
you
gonna
want
be
to test the
37
peace,
years old laying up in my house mad at me because I won't let you smash? At least get you a chick that's doing better than you, that's
now
got her
look,
own shit. Because
look,
clearly
Hell,
you
no.
ain't shit if you gotta stay
if
with
you
me.
look, if you want to smash, go ahead and pay $2,100. Go
No.
pay $1,600, and then you pay light bill. You pay it part of the light bill. You pay, you pay everything else. That you got to live like you on your own.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you got to be on your own. In my
Right
house, you
part.
got to be on your own. You
right.
you can't come up in my house and be laid up with no motherfucker back in the back room and I'm trying to watch TV. I don't even want to hear it for one, but for two, you just can't lay up in my house where I pay
But
bills.
look,
You
better
got to
yet,
get your own place.
you laid
Look,
up when
if
I'm
you
going to
can't
work.
afford to pay your own mortgage, you too broke to be
No.
smashing. You too broke to be smashing.
Look, you
You
shouldn't
got to
have.
pay
You
rent or
ain't have
something.
time.
Hey,
You don't
Yeah.
have time to go smash. You need to be to work.
hey, look, you better sit outside and panhandle. You better
Man,
do
Black
something.
Cigar
Look,
Festival say these parents don't want to let go of their kids. I tell
Hey,
you what,
shit.
I think all y'all know I don't mind letting go of mine. I just told
Look,
Caleb, I
mm,
just told Caleb Thursday, we up at the dealership. I'm getting my oil change. He comes up there to pick up my truck, right? He been having my truck since Thursday. So I'm riding in this car and talking to him on the phone the other day. He say, Daddy, I'm thinking I'm gonna buy me a Camaro SS. I said, what do you mean you're gonna buy a Camaro SS? He said, I'm gonna buy me a Camaro SS. I was saying, well, first of all, nigga, you driving around in my truck. I'm driving around in your Camaro that I bought for you. I didn't buy it for me. I bought it for you. But you got my truck, and I don't care if you drive my truck. I said, and I know you stay with your mama. This is how I broke him down. But before you buy a Camaro SS, you're gonna move out your mama house and get your own place so you can make sure you can afford it before you buy it. You need to get you a place and lay down some roots. Well, mama say I could. No, 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 no. I don't care what your mama and her husband said. What I'm telling you is within the next 3 or 4 months, I'm
hey,
gonna be helping you to cycle into your own place. It's time for you to be a man. I ain't raised no candy ass dude that's gonna sit around and live with your mama till you 40 years old. But you driving around in a $70,000 car. No, you're gonna drive around in the one that I paid for you, that you ain't got no note on, that I pay the insurance on, and you're gonna get you some rent and buy you some furniture, and then you can buy you a car.
and that's the piece, right? To break things down to the point of, let me get it on your level so you can understand it. Be- because what you're doing ain't it. Like you said, how you gonna drive around in a $150,000 scat and you in the hood? How is it that you have this goddamn car and you can't even keep your pants up? What kind of job do you have? Oh, you don't have a job. You're on the block and you living in Section 8 housing with the girl that you're cheating on.
Well, you know
But then
they
you got a
scam
pair of Gucci
they
sneaks
scam
on.
it they scam it in Scallywagon. That's what they doing. They
Hmm.
out there scamming and
A
look,
scallywag.
Louis
but that's the
Vuitton,
point.
a
They
Louis
don't. They
Vuitton
don't
belt.
care. Look, they don't
Yeah,
care
you
where
got
they
a Louis
stand.
belt, but you got a Louis belt, but you try to ask me what I'm cooking. Dad, you cooking
They don't.
today? No, nigga.
They
First
don't
of all,
care
I don't
about that.
cook.
They don't
First of
care
all,
about
I
Well,
don't cook.
well, ain't nobody asking you to cook. I tell you that right now.
They better not. They better not.
Anybody
We
asks you to cook gonna go hungry.
Yeah,
Was
you
a
know it's
Ray?
burgers and links over here.
He burning Fruit Loops in a bowl. Eating
Okay,
well
G
done Fruit
Ray.
Loops.
Okay, G Ray.
Hey, Ray, what you say? That's Ray Grill.
No, I just think,
Because
man, like when you look at that though, man, it speaks volumes. And I'm looking at Black Cigar Festival saying not all parents can have conversations like that
they
with their
don't.
kids.
They
Yeah, and they
don't.
act like they scared. I ain't scared.
They
Look, I tell
don't.
man, I'm gonna be your daddy till I die or you die. Whichever come first, I'm still gonna be your daddy. Like you
Right.
gonna do what I tell you or you not.
Right.
You gonna
Right.
do
and
what I
and
tell you or you not.
and then
Hey,
the system plays a part, right? Because the system now has it that the teachers can't tell the kids shit, the parents can't tell the kids shit. The kids
who,
know this, and the kids try to
who,
play this. Oh,
who,
you well, the majority of the system got the majority of houses fucked up.
who?
That's why
What?
you have look.
To
So the
them,
big thing in Minnesota. So the
them
big
that
thing in
system,
Minnesota
I feel
now
bad right now.
is 10-year-olds, 10 to 15-year-olds stealing cars going joyriding.
Oh yeah. And
But
look,
they,
Where's the
look.
parents?
I
but
got a
they,
co. I got a coworker right now that went through that, and
Shit.
I believe her son at the time was like 13. I said, look, I said, I'm not telling you to do it like this. But you might need to chop him in the throat. Matter of fact, let him stay outside. Let him stay outside for a week. Since,
Yeah.
since he
I
since
tell
he
you
grown
what,
enough since he grown enough to take your car, lock his ass outside that front door.
Hmm.
You know
let
what I'm saying?
somebody,
And
let
I said,
somebody put some of that
I
hot lead in their ass,
guarantee you,
and
I guarantee
let
you, he
somebody
gonna
put that
change.
hot lead in their ass. They'll stop in.
You know what
Don't
I'm saying?
come out here crying. Don't call
Yeah,
Quandale X. Don't call nobody. Don't get on no news channel because your son got shot in his ass because he was
look,
trying to
he,
steal somebody's car up under somebody's
look,
car,
he
snatching
was
out
he
a
wasn't out,
catalytic converter. Take
he
that.
wasn't out
No.
stealing. Look, he wasn't out stealing cars. He was taking his mama's.
Wouldn't be me. I
Well,
let me tell you
well,
something.
I know it's a lot of them
I
out there
started
stealing
laughing when you
cars. They
first
had
told the story.
them Kia boys out there stealing Kias and joyriding in folk in other folk cars, and they're running around stealing people cars. I
Right.
tell you, if and you put some hot lead in their ass every so often, and eventually they'll get scared.
Well,
Eventually.
And if
And
not,
I
keep on putting the lead in their ass. And if your
and
family, the problem is like Chevalier had said he had that conversation. People don't have the conversation with their children. I can remember my parents having conversations with me about this is how you act. This is how you move. You don't do this because this can happen. You don't do this. If you just out there letting them go, letting them run these streets because you running the streets too, then whatever happens to them is your fault.
exactly. And I'd
I'm
rather
like
teach
there
them
ain't
than let the
there
streets
ain't
teach them.
nothing else. And if you don't teach them exactly, if you don't teach them,
The
the
streets
streets
gonna
gonna
teach them.
teach you. If you don't put your foot in their ass, somebody that don't love them gonna put their foot in their ass.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're right.
so perfect. I've traveling before, and so Malcolm turned 18, turned 18 or some shit. And I'm like, Malcolm, while I'm gone, no one in the house, no company, none of this party and shit, none of this shit while I'm gone, none of this shit in my house. And I came home one day because my wife, girlfriend at the time, was like, you know, Malcolm got people in the house. I'm like, he got what? And he never knows my schedule. He never knew my schedule. And I came through the back door. You talking about lights and roaches running? I'm like, whoa. And I called his two buddies. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Time out. Come on. This your guy, right? They were like, yeah. And y'all know my rules. Y'all know I don't do all this shit. So help him pack his shit and take him with you. Y'all know, y'all stood here and you've heard me tell him. So since you in cahoots with him to be disrespectful to me, help him get his shit. And now he can go with you wherever the fuck y'all going. Because you ain't gonna do this in my house. And
Yep.
those are the conversations that people don't have. My younger son took something out of somebody's locker in school. He got caught. And then he actually told the principal, because he was getting suspended, I can't go home because my dad's gonna beat me. So the wife calls me, tells me what happened. I get home, I'm on the ceiling. I'm peeling spackle off the roof. She's like, listen, you have to calm
I
down.
don't care how mad you get, Grady. Your short ass ain't getting to the roof. But
You
anyway,
ain't
go ahead.
touching the roof.
That's how mad I
You ain't
was. I
touching
was
the
on the
roof
roof.
unless you up on one of your sister's shoulders.
Right.
Two of them. Two of them. So she's like, you have to calm down because they're gonna have everybody in the room. I'm like, all right, cool. So we get to the school, and they had the tables in a big horseshoe. So me and her is on one side. You got the principal and the assistant principal in the middle, and you got him and a police officer on the other side of the table, on the other side of the room. So we get the conversation started. We talk about what happened, and she goes, "Well, Mr. Grady, Jonathan says that he doesn't want to go home because you're going to beat him." And I
I
looked at the
am.
officer. I said, "Yes, yes, I am." And
Both
she
feet.
stopped and she was like, I said, listen, I'm not gonna break any bones, I'm not gonna break any skin, I'm not gonna damage my child, but I'm gonna teach him responsibility. I said, because if I don't, in a few years he's gonna be out there snatching some old lady's purse. You're gonna arrest him, you're gonna throw him in jail, and you're gonna hurt him to a degree because you don't love him. And then while he's standing in court, you're gonna say, well, where was his parents at? When you've tried to handcuff me from disciplining my
Yeah.
own child.
Yeah.
So
You know,
and
I
then so
think
she so the officer's sitting there and she's like stuck. I'm like, well, no, I'm not gonna use a board. I might use a belt, but I'm not gonna bruise and damage my child. But I'm gonna teach him responsibility and what he should and should not, right from wrong. No different what you're gonna do if you see him still in the car or robbing somebody. You're gonna shoot him. You're gonna kill him, and then you're gonna ask me where his parents were.
well, let me ask y'all a
So
question. I got a question for you guys.
Before you ask this
So,
question, we're gonna take a break.
okay.
What's up, folks? This is Derek from Vic's world famous chicken in the cooler. These crabs, and I'm gonna shake. For the consistency, I was trying to say bacon burger, dog, because the bacon ain't rich. Man, that is gonna be. Not gonna do it. On here, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna tell jokes, because that's what barbecue is all about. If you ain't having fun cooking, having people try your food, looking for that enjoyment, laughter and smile on their face, that enjoyment every time they put your meat in their mouth, man, so many different ways. But I'm seriously.
We back on the lounge. Me, Raytruelife, ballhead bastard over there, Chevalier, Mount Olympus, and Grady, the driving man.
G rated. So
G
here's
Ray.
my question. Here's my first of all, Ray. I want to thank you for cutting out the part about him saying how good you gonna feel to feel my meat in your mouth. I'm glad
Oh,
that
he
you
said it.
decided to.
I didn't
He
cut
said
that
it.
off.
No,
Did I miss
that
it?
came through.
He
No,
said
didn't.
Oh, it came through. Good.
it came through.
With that 14-minute infomercial. I'm glad that I thought you missed that. I guess I didn't.
I left
Put
that
that
in
Nick
there.
and chicken.
I left it
Put
in
that Nick and chicken.
there.
But
I'm
hey,
glad I know
hey,
how to cook.
so Ray, I saw in the comments when you told Divergence Bourbon about the lounge bourbon. I concur. I concur. But going back to my question. So let me ask you guys this. I'm seeing in some states where like Michigan, one of the kids shot up a school and they charged his parents as well as him.
Absolutely.
So my question to you guys, do you guys think that's responsible to do so? Do you guys agree with that? I do. I think that the parents need to be held liable for some of the things that the kids do because right now parents are throwing their hands up and acting like, it's not their problem when it really is. So do you guys think, and that's happening in a couple states? that they're starting to. I think Florida did it recently, and so did Georgia, where
Yeah.
kids have, committed crimes, and they are not only charging the kids, but they're charging their parents as well. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I think
I
it
look at
depends
it.
on
100%.
it
Go ahead.
depends on the crime. It depends on the kid. It depends on the situation. I'm gonna say if you are allowing and helping these things to happen or you're allowing and uh uh what's the word I'm looking for?
Facilitating.
Enabling
Enabling.
or
You are
facilitating.
allowing and enabling these things to happen. Yes. If if your child outside burning ants with a magnifying glass and cutting the heads off of pigeons, then you need to keep guns away from him because he gonna do something.
Right.
And if
And
you don't, then you gone.
and,
Then
and
you
that's and that's the point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you as a parent or a gun owner, your shit should be locked up. You know what I'm saying? And you alone should have the key. And it should be on your person. Like,
well, this is my the second half of that. Maduro Melly said what I was going to say. It needs to be looked at
right.
on a case by case basis
You're right.
because because if it like I said,
It,
it
it
depends
depends
on
on
the
the
child.
scenario.
It depends on the scenario. It depends on the child. But because one thing that your guns should be taken care of responsibly. If you have guns in the house, they should be taken care of responsibly. Whatever that means to you in the law. Take care of that responsibly. Get your a fingerprint lock on it on a safe or something where you can get to it quickly because if somebody kick in the door, you're gonna need it. But you I do think that there also needs to be in certain situations consequences for the parents. You
Yeah.
know, if your child is out here stealing Kias because they saw it on TikTok, first of all, your child out here stealing Kias. There's no way that you don't know that your child ain't stealing Kias if they live with you. So you need to get whatever they get. Or if the police call you and say, hey, we got your son out here riding around in a stolen Kia, and you don't come out there and put your foot up to the kneecap in their ass, then you going too. Because you're allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
But there's no fear in these kids. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And they
Because
need to stop thinking that ain't nothing gonna happen because you're gonna come across the wrong person and or the right person, and they
Right.
not gonna be the one that's gonna sit there and try to talk to you like that video with a guy who caught the kid trying to break into his house and he put his shotgun down and talked to him. They ain't gonna do that. They just gonna walk
Nope.
up and they gonna send his head
They're
to the
gonna blow
other
his
side
brains
of the
out.
yard. They're
Yeah.
gonna
They're
send
gonna
his
blow his
head to the
brains
other
out.
side of the yard, and then you're gonna be mad. Or like a video that
so
I saw where there was a kid that broke into some old lady's house. She comes home because she got a notification, put that hot lead on his ass, and all of the kids' family was saying she shouldn't have took the law into her
She
own
didn't
hands.
have to kill
That
him.
nigga didn't need to be in her house.
Right.
that part.
So
So with all this
I
being
would
said,
definitely check the parents on that one.
100%. So with everything you said, so in Minneapolis, right, they're trying to. I'm sure they're doing it everywhere, but the police chief has been really active about this and really outspoken about the fact that there's nothing in the justice system right now to charge these minors with when
Shit.
they're trying to break in law. Now, to your point about each case by case situation, one 12-year-old, 12-year-old boy been stealing cars, got a rap sheet as tall as Mount Olympus, but there's nothing they can do.
Damn,
And the
That's
parent
pretty
has
tall.
actually been
that's
going to
insane.
the parent, the mom has actually been going to the police or the system asking for help, asking because she has to go to work, she has to do this, she's a single mom, asking for some assistance to get her kid to stop, and the system has completely failed her. And then on the
But
same time, like you said, you got parents out here that's in the street tricking off, ain't worried about what the kids doing.
Well, in that
and
case,
So
there's
no,
no
you don't put that
consequences.
on. You don't put that on the mother. But also,
right,
Right.
you got to figure out a way to
but
parent this kid
there's
or
Right.
lock that bastard up.
so
Yeah.
I asked this question, right? But I'm gonna throw a devil's advocate thought in there as well.
Okay.
But is it my responsibility as a taxpayer to take care of your goddamn kid with my taxes? It's not. It's your responsibility.
Well, that's what
You
prison
know.
is doing.
Well, that's what tax.
Well, yeah, but like, so I don't always
That's what
agree
happens.
that well, yeah, you're right. Prison is doing it, but I would rather them be off the street. I'd rather pay for it that way than have one of the little bastards breaking my house. But
Well,
the reason I asked the question though, because I feel like this: when we start giving answers, a lot of time we start making excuses. And ride with me here. So they'll say the single mother who's trying to work and she's got other kids. My mom was a single mother. You know,
Right.
my mother set a precedence early in life. Me and my sister were latchkey kids from day one. I remember my first day in kindergarten. I walked to school with a quickset key around my neck. But let me tell you what, when I came home from school and I closed the door, when my mother said, "You don't open that door for nobody, you don't go look," I understood that that's not what I was supposed to do because my mother didn't play no games. So you
that's
you
it.
have you had like I think what happens is sometimes, man, we start understanding everybody's situation, but this is their situation that they created. So for
Right.
me, and you guys tell me if you agree or if you don't, but for me, the fact that she's a single parent has shit to do with it because when he was little, you thought all the gangster shit was cute.
Right. No, I agree with you,
So
and I
like
say that whatever
that's why
happens,
I don't have no understanding. I don't have no understanding because in a lot of if you look at it, you have some parents that aren't like that. They do their best, man, and sometimes it just don't work out that way.
Fall through
So
the crack.
that's where I say case by case basis. But
100%.
those standard arguments of, well, she's a single mom and she's this.
No,
What if it was a single dad?
no, I only pointed that out. I only pointed that out to agree with the fact that it should be a case by case basis. At the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
being raised by a single mom as well, you knew the rules.
You know the
And if you
rules.
violate the rules, you're getting your ass kicked. You're getting your ass
Yeah.
handed to you, and you can sleep with it. And you wake up in the morning, you can think about the fuck you did. End of
I just
story.
Right.
think I think it's time, and I'm gonna relate it back to our culture because that's who's on the screen tonight. I just think it's time for us, man, to stop making excuses. I think it's time for us. There was a time when we policed our community, right? But now everything that seems to go into these talking points about, well, the system is causing us to do this, the system is causing us to do that. I wasn't rich growing up. I grew up in the hood in the projects, but I tell you what, my mom ain't never had to worry about me going out and taking nobody's shit. She told me because the first time you take somebody's shit, it'll be the last time you inhale and exhale. That's what she put it to me. So
Again,
you,
I think that it's that fear that you have. Um, you have to. Kids don't fear their parents. Kids they don't fear adults because other adults you can't touch me, and parents are saying don't touch my child. But like you said, they think all of the gangster shit is cool when they
cute.
it's cute when they
Right.
little. Oh, look at him sagging his pants. Oh, look at her twerking. She two, you know. But I tell you one thing. I feared my father and
I
my mother
fear my father. I fear
and
my
my
father
brother
now, man.
because because growing up they told me and my brother we had an older brother. He didn't listen. I say, well, where he at? He said, you see that divot in the backyard?
That did it.
So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
tell
that's
you
the
what, back the cigar advocate said something really, really,
I was
really
just about to
true.
bring that
He
up.
said when they took corporal punishment out of schools, everything went to shit.
but that's what I meant about the system, right? the system is giving the child so much power that everybody's scared to touch them because now they're gonna go to jail or they're gonna lose something because the law says you can't do this and that. Well, if that's the case, if we look back at what our parents did, shit, they should be in jail because I remember a few ass whoopings that
Shoot.
it was abuse.
Ass whoopings ain't the word. I got beatings. I
You
got
know,
I got towed up.
ass tore out the frame. Listen, I mean, and that's what the problem is. But the bigger problem, right, is the fact that kids are having kids. And now that a kid feels like they're grown, don't touch my child and this, and that, and the other. Well, you 18 and you at the house with your mama, and your mama got a boyfriend, or you and your mama pregnant at the same goddamn time, and now y'all friends. Parents
Mm.
start turning into friends rather than being a goddamn parent
See, I would tell them
because
I'm gonna
they
put you
wasn't
and your
grown.
goddamn kid on punishment. Both of y'all on punishment. Neither one of y'all
Right?
come out the goddamn house.
I
Now
tell you what we need.
let's see how that works.
I tell you what's needed. What's needed. Grandmas and grandpas
Yeah,
and parents who don't take shit, they need it.
yeah. And the community, and the
The thing,
community.
And that's what I mean. Grandmas and
Yeah, I hear
grandpas
you, Ray.
the,
who raise the community. They need to be. We need them back. Oh, you. Well,
look,
let me see.
you, you
I'll tell you
still
mine.
got them.
I'll make another one look just like it. You know, all of those sayings. These kids don't know these sayings.
You look, you got them out here still, bro. But I understand it's far few in between. But it's nothing different from what Grady said. I'm like, look, yeah, you got some of those parents, grandparents that are out there like that, but you still got some parents that's gonna put hands on their kids. Don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about what the law say, what the schools say, or whatnot. And guess what? Those kids are gonna turn out just the way they need to be.
right.
You know, like
I agree.
like we focus too much, I think, sometimes on the societal norms and what they are blanketed to be instead of doing what's absolutely necessary and right by our kids. If
Right.
it requires me to put my hands on them, goddamn, I'm gonna put my hands on them. And hell, I can easily say I've done that, but with minimal effort. I didn't have to because they already knew. It's like, he kind of crazy a little bit, and it wasn't that I am. It's the simple fact that, like, look, you're not gonna go out here and do some fucked up shit in this world. That potentially is gonna cost you your life or put you in a predicament where you got to take somebody else's.
Man, ass whoopings need to come back. I'm advocating. I'm gonna start a petition for ass whoopings to come back. People
And
need
I'm
to
holding
whoop.
it,
They need to whoop some ass. If you
and I'm
whoop
gonna
I
have
some
a
tell you what,
class.
ass,
all these all these brothers running around here talking about vote for Trump. It is coming back.
but
It
that's
is
a whole
coming back.
different.
Everyone,
That's a whole different ass
they gonna
whooping
be whooping
that we
brothers in
gonna
the
get.
square again. They gonna be whooping them in the square again. They
Right?
coming back.
That's a different type. I'm not talking about that type of ass whooping. I'm not talking
But
about
it
that.
No, they gonna
also,
be whooping them in the square. They gonna whoop everybody. Everybody
Right.
getting
but
the whooping in the square.
They're
but
gonna be.
back to your point, Chevalier, it goes back to you doing that to them as a child, so that they
Yeah,
understand they can't do it as an adult.
right.
Yeah.
Because if
You gotta set that precedent, man. My
you
dad
don't
is
put that fear in
81
them
years
early,
old. I ain't scared of him hitting me, but I'm scared of him telling me he's disappointed in me at 57. I don't want my dad to
Man,
ever look back at me and go, "What?" Because I go
that's
to explain. Hold on, Dad. I didn't mean
that's
it like
it.
that.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
That look when your
yeah.
dad
If he
would
go
give you
like
that
this,
look.
he look up at me like this because I'm a little taller than he is.
a
Still
little
make me
bit.
question if he my
I
daddy or
told you,
not. But I be like, okay,
I
little
told you,
nigga,
my daddy had the quickest backhand that I never saw coming in my life.
man, say,
I done woke up
yeah.
in a whole nother room.
yeah,
With an
man.
ice
I
Look,
pack
came
on
in
your
front of
head.
my dad one time, and I just
so
woke
you
up.
So I know we got 5 minutes before the vibe, but let me say this. Let me ask you guys this. So you guys definitely agree with Mac's statement, first of all, that we need to get corporal punishment back in some form, right?
Yes.
It's got to come back in. It's got to. Parents need to be parents
Parents
first
need to be re-engaged. That's it.
before corporal punishment comes back. Parents need to be parents first, because if you bring back corporal punishment in schools right away, you're gonna have to fight the parents after you whoop the kids,
Well, you
regardless
know,
of what they
Well,
nowadays
did.
they're gonna make you sign a waiver or something. When you don't
But
sign the waiver,
but
then you
even
take your
still,
kid home. You
but
take your
even
kid
still,
home with you.
but even
Yeah.
still, even still, with all of that, we all live in the same country. We all know how things go in this country. They'll sign
Right.
the waiver, and then their kid go to school cutting up. He get paddled, and then here come the parents. Don't you hit my kid? It's gonna be a whole thing. But so I think
But
parents need to be parents first, and we have to rebuild the community. If you rebuild community and parents are parents,
so with rebuilding of the community, and the rebuilding of the community, the first thing that really truly has to happen is bring the father back in the house and get these women off of welfare so that they can have some structure so that
now
the
you gotta be
kid will
careful with that
listen.
one. You gotta be careful when you
he
Uh,
say
ain't got
that.
to be.
but
He
but it
ain't
Because
got
can't.
there's
to
gonna
be
be a
careful.
no, what I mean is there's gonna be a lot of women say just because I don't have no man in the house don't mean I'm on
No,
welfare.
no, no.
I'm a
But
professional woman. I got shit going on. I make 6 figures. I don't need no
And
that.
and your and
and the
your
argument,
child
and
is on the honor
it's
roll.
the age old argument.
And your
It's an
child is on
age
the
old
honor roll.
argument.
They're not
Stealing
stealing
kids.
kids.
Listen,
Come on now. I'm just saying, because
I
like we
mean, no.
got women that watch
I
our show. I know it's at
listen.
least one out there talking about, I don't like when Grady come on here. He always saying that Neanderthal shit.
Listen. No, look. As we all know, raised by a single mom,
Right.
right? I know right from wrong. If that woman ain't taught me shit else, she taught me carry my ass to work to go buy the shit that I want. So ain't gonna never say a woman can't raise a child. But I also had men in my life that was an example of what I'm supposed to do as a man, not as a woman. And one of the reasons why a lot of kids stay at home because they didn't latched on and won't be let go.
Well, I think, it, like, I agree with you. You guys said something like Ray said, we have to go back and rebuild the community. But I do believe in a part of that. When I agree with that, I think it's really a broad statement. But I think there's got to be some things put in it, like parents are going to be held accountable for what their kids do.
Right.
But
That has
but
to
the thing
start.
about that is it has to be a case by case basis,
Right.
because
Yeah,
Now, if kids are
because
shooting up schools because the parents
well
then bought them a gun for Christmas
well
oh
yeah
yeah, you
and
well
that's
they
yeah
know
they
they
automatic.
got
got to
mental
go.
problems,
But
Yeah,
I'm talking about that one kid who been getting straight A's, but he happens to hang around the wrong people, and something
Yep.
happens and he gets caught up, and they all blame it on him. I wouldn't lock the parent up for that
no. Teach the
because
no,
child
but
right
it
from
uh,
wrong.
because because some of these kids, just the fear of putting them in handcuffs and their parents coming to get them or going to jail is going to set them straight. Some of them,
Yep.
that's true. That's
but
true.
but we are, as somebody said earlier. Who said it earlier? Somebody said earlier. You know when your kid, Kitty Von Lister said, you know when your kid is touched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Max said, if they are providing access to firearms to challenge children, or you know when your kid is touched, and if you are allowing them to go down that road, then yeah, you get it. You get it too. You know, but
yeah,
but I do think that we need to rebuild community. We need to rebuild families. I do believe we need
Right.
to rebuild families.
100%.
Yeah.
And I know that
100%.
I'm not saying, I'm not saying that it can't, that a woman can't raise a man. What I'm saying is, or that a man can't raise a woman. What I'm saying is, you need examples. So when I say rebuild the family, if mom and dad can't get along, then uncles and aunts need to step in
Right.
and take that role on. but we have to rebuild family because
Right.
if you don't have a family structure, then the streets are gonna become your family. You hear these kids say all the time, they my family. My family don't love me. Well, we need to rebuild family and then rebuild community. Once we do that, then we can move a little further. Once Miss Mabel down the street can whoop your child because she saw your child doing something and then call you on the phone and tell you what they saw your child doing and they get home and get another whooping, then we can talk about putting corporal punishment back in school.
Go.
You
Go.
know, and I think that we got to rebuild that community because we lost that a long time ago. We have to rebuild that community.
Yeah,
So
we lost it when kids start having kids, and don't touch my child
all of
syndrome
that,
kicked
all of
in.
that, I don't want to. I'm not gonna whoop my child because my parents whooped me, and you turned out decent. So whoop your child because while you letting social media and YouTube raise your child, all that your kid can't spell or count to three, but they can go find everything they want to on YouTube.
That part.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to rebuild community and we got to raise the kids. We can't just let the kids grow up. We got to raise them. So we're gonna take a break. We right back with the vibe.
Right on.
You got them both. Right, yeah. And I would make that focus stop for it gave me 2 feet. I can't smoke in the house, but I can smoke in the
The fabric bow ties, the wooden bow ties.
He was, I want to say,
Get this stuff down. Because if you don't,
You queued up, Chevalier?
I'm queued up, buddy. All right, this is the vibe. This is that time where we relight our cigars, we re-pour our drinks, and we chill to the music. Right now, of course, I'm smoking on a Bigelow cigar. I got a little Woodward Reserve. I'm wearing one of my shirts from Chevalier Life, and we're having a conversation here on the lounge about rebuilding community and trying to combat some of this entitlement that this new generation has. So, as you think about that during the vibe, the track we're listening to right now is Solid by Boney James. Kick back with the lounge and enjoy the vibe.
You ain't played no Boney James in a minute.
I know.
I think you had to
I
be
hit
sick
y'all
to
with some
not play
Parliament last week.
no
Look,
Boney James.
you
You don't
got
got to
those
be
other
sick.
guys about me.
I ain't played no
Y'all know I'm
Boney.
a Boney
Sick.
James guy now. Come on now.
You got to be sick. You ain't played no Boney.
I was sick. I tell you what, the thing I like about this track is it's the title song for the album Solid. This one came out about a year and a half ago, man. And he's got some bad music on here, man. If you ever listen
Yep.
to any Boney's music, the Boney James Solid album is probably one of my favorites. And I gotta do the shameless plug for Conversations with Chevalier, but I did bring out his bass player on January this year, and they released that track Cigar Lounge, and you
Yep.
can hear the bass player in here grooving, man. Boney is the consummate smooth jazz artist. There's none better, man. So, you know, I had to have it for the vibe today.
For
I
sure.
hear you. I hear you. Mac,
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 Mac. What's good in the hood?
Was
Just
good.
trying to be the fun and dysfunctional.
Hey man, look, we missed you with the toast
We
these last
missed you
couple
with
of weeks,
the toast,
bro.
man. Well, you ain't
Golly.
been giving us no good toast, man. You been gone.
We were doing toast in your honor last week, bro. I
Yeah.
think we had about 5 people talking about when the resident champion coming back.
We appreciate you gracing us with your presence.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
you're welcome.
We know Mama gonna be calling on that. She gonna be calling about dinner in a few minutes. You must be in the house. You
Yeah,
ain't on the
you will
porch. It
be.
must be cold up there.
It's a little cold up there. You inside today?
Yeah, I am. It's windier than hell and it's raining like a bastard. It's probably about 48 degrees on your thermometer.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
That's inside
That's
weather.
about what it is in Minnesota.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get some flurries on Thursday, tomorrow.
Bro, it's hot as hell down here. It was 90
You ain't
degrees
lying.
today.
You ain't lying. It's hot. I was sweating.
Well,
How
I was
y'all?
It's
It's
in
heading
78
east.
and I
You'll
got
get
the
it nice
heaters
in
around me.
Ontario.
Wait,
I was in
it's
Ohio
78
today.
and you got heaters?
I got the heaters ready. I got them. Look, I didn't put new gas canisters in them and everything. It dropped down
Emotional
into the
damage.
70s. That
Hmm.
part.
I
Hey
can't
y'all,
believe
that was the vibe, and our track was solid by Boney James. Check out the vibe every lounge show at 8:30 p.m. or when Ray stops talking.
it.
Let's
I
get
know
back
good
to
and
it.
well you ain't talk. You the one said I know we got 5 minutes to the vibe, but and then talk for 7 minutes. Oh man, let's get back to the topic, man. Let's get back
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
topic at hand.
So and Mac, you've been in the comments, man. What's your thoughts about some of the things we're talking about, especially as it relates to holding parents accountable for the things that their kids are doing on a case by case basis? I agree with that. What's your thoughts?
Just hang on a sec, guys. For some reason, I'm not getting a very loud volume on you. I agree with you 100%. Society has just gone in the tank. You know, like you say, entitlement. I don't know what generation. I can't even keep track with Gen Z, X, millennial. I don't know who
I
they
think
all
they
the hell
they
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 are
gen alpha
anymore.
beta kappa or something like that now.
But
I
somewhere
don't know
down
what
the
the fuck they
road,
are.
we crossed over onto that. You know, my kid didn't do that. You can't talk to my kid that way, and that sprouted. It seems to me the helicopter parent era, and it's led to where we are. This entitlement. They know you can't do anything to them. The cops can't touch them. I don't think a kid should be raised in fear of his parents and everything, but I guess it's a fine line between fear and discipline.
Right. I agree.
Yeah,
And
That that
I
that's
mean,
a that's a,
yeah.
a statement to pen. There's a fine line between fear and discipline. That's
yeah,
yeah.
I know my old man told me, he says, if you ever get picked up by the cops, don't have them bring you home.
I know. Hey,
Because you
I know.
already know what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
You got to go and stay with them if you get picked
that,
up. Go and stay with them because
that's a fuck up
it's
coming.
Yeah,
gonna be worse
you'd be
here.
best off to just go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So here's something I just saw on Instagram. I just looked. Sally B said these kids not going for no teacher hitting them. That's my point. That statement right there. So my kids can't tell me what they not going for. I'm not one of those parents that I'm always on my kids. My wife would say I'm the lighter of the two. I'm the easier of the two. But my
I'll
kids
say
can't
that.
tell me, they can't tell me what they not going for. They can't
Right.
tell me that. You can't come home and tell me that your teacher said something to you and you didn't like it and you went off on them. Because I'm probably gonna hit you in your fucking face because you see it goes back to again and Black Cigar Festival said it. I've seen a few other people say it. Some parents or have a desire to be friends and not parents.
There
They
you
don't
have it.
set any basic standards. You can't.
Nope.
I don't care how excited you are. You can't come home and tell me how you disrespected no adult. You can't do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances. Man, my ex, y'all have heard me say this. My ex in DC, I don't get along with her. But just the other day, I called my son in Grambling. She was down here for the homecoming, right? And he made a statement to me. I don't even talk to her, guy. I got her blocked in my phone. But he says to me, "Yeah, mom was pissing me off when she was down here, and I almost told her." And my whole tone, we was on FaceTime, my whole tone changed. I said, "You almost told her what? What was you gonna tell her?" I was gonna tell her if she don't like what I'm doing, she can go back home. I said, "No, motherfucker, you weren't gonna tell her that." His whole face went blank. I said, "No, you won't tell her that." I said, "Let me find out you tell her something like that." Well, there ain't no well, Dad. If I find out that you said something like that too, I bet you I'll break your damn jaw, or at least try to. You better
Yeah.
not come around me. If I find out, let me find out you talking to her like that. It's one thing for me not to like her. It's another thing for you to disrespect her. I don't tolerate that.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
What
Exactly.
and that's so and where I'm going with this is this. There's gotta be some principles. Like as parents, man, we gotta start like drawing our line in the sand and like the kids say now, and standing on business. You can't look at me like I'm your friend and tell me you gonna disrespect your mama. I don't
That
care
go
if me and her cuss each other out every time we see her. But if you cuss out, I bet y'all whoop your ass like you shouldn't have cussed out. You don't cuss her
and that's the
out. Period.
conversation.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yep.
conversation, right?
Right. And
That
this is what we're talking about. You got too
That
many
ain't
parents.
that ain't a conversation. This is the way it is.
Right.
Period.
well, it's a
Well,
one-sided conversation, but it's a conversation
Well,
it
so
nonetheless.
again, it comes
so
down to the respect, right? You're trying to teach respect. I mean, we come off sound like we're a bunch of child abusers here wanting to kick their ass for everything, but that's not the case. First off,
It's
yeah.
respect,
a
right?
father is not his first job is not to be his son's or daughter's friend.
Right.
He's to be their dad. And that requires a certain amount of respect and integrity that you're trying to teach to them so that I mean, like you said, when we were kids, you talk to your mother like that, you'd find your ear on the floor after the old man slapped you up the back of the head.
Yeah.
Find your
right.
whole body on the floor.
Yeah.
You're trying
Yeah.
to teach these kids. Here's a classic example. I grew up in the era of the Boy Scouts and ventures and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a leader um, that started with us when we were like 9 years old. And when we aged down at 13, there was nothing else left for us to go to. So he
Right.
took us under his wing. And it wasn't just a couple of us, there was 9 of us, 13-year-old boys. And we would meet at his house with his wife. And he had a young son that was about 5 at the time. And this man did this for us until we were 17. He only got 2 weeks vacation a year, and he'd spend one of those weeks with
For sure.
us going on
Yep.
10-speed bike trips. We rode from Vancouver to Seattle one year and back.
Wow.
That's a ride.
That's
When
a
I
ride.
got married at
Hell, I
30
don't even want
years
to drive that
old,
far.
I invited him and his wife to my wedding,
Hmm.
and I was still
Wow.
introducing him as Mr. Lysette because I was taught as a kid you refer to that man as Mr., not his first name.
Yep.
Right.
Bill or Jim.
And at 30 years old, I've known this man for half my life, and I still couldn't introduce him to my parents as Mike and Donna. It was Mr. and Mrs. Lysette because I had had that kind of respect instilled in me at a
Of
young
course.
age.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's
I,
what I'm
that
talking about. And
right. I
sometimes
agree
the
with
Board
you,
of
man.
Education needs to cross the seat of understanding to make that point clear.
I
Right.
think some people forget though, you know, or at least I can't say some people forget, but what I see, man, a lot now is there's profit in all these types of situations. There's always someone that benefits from some of this negativity. Some of this shit is happening. Sometimes I feel like it's by design when you take the power out of the parent's hand, and then somebody like me comes right back behind that and says we need to hold them accountable. But, I still stand on that because like y'all heard me say earlier, Mac, I don't know if you heard me, but my son was talking about buying a new Camaro SS the other day. And I looked at him and said, I tell you what, you won't buy shit until you can go lease your own apartment. He don't stay here with me. He stay with his mom and her husband, but he's still my son.
Right.
So I still set the standards as what's happening. Hey, now you're not getting ready to go buy a car. You staying over there with your mama.
Right.
Look,
You're
I get
not
upset.
about
My
to
son
do
talking about
that.
buying a new phone. For what?
Well, I
Good
don't care
Lord.
if he buys a phone, but you're not gonna make a major life decision like that, and you
Yeah.
still staying at home. I'm moving him towards independence, so he grows up understanding that you have to move. You have to move a certain way. Things come in time. There's a time for everything. You got a Camaro that's beautiful right now that you didn't even pay for. So why you gonna go buy a brand new one that costs 70,000 when you got one 3 years, 3, 4 years old that didn't cost you a dime that I bought?
Brutal.
Ride the one that you got, and when you can afford, when you got yourself set up and
Established.
stable, then you start buying extra stuff like that. But
Toys.
right
Right.
now, you don't do that. But his mom told him, well, your daddy can't tell you that. So I don't care what your mama say. Who's your dad? And I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna go buy a car. You better not go buy a fucking car. Now I ain't got to. If he goes and buys one, what am I gonna do about it? Be mad about it? But the idea is, it's kind of like what we talking about. When you set you draw your line in the sand earlier. You set the standard early. When they get used to that, they're not trying to go against what you say. They listening to what you say more so than when you allow them to run amok and do just any goddamn thing.
And then you
Right.
Right.
try to reel them in.
Especially if
Yeah,
you're giving them
Yeah.
positive affirmation and good solid advice, real advice that's going to help them. Not,
Yeah.
you know what, if you're going to go hotwire that car, you should do this first.
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of times they don't want to
Go hot
hear it.
wire that car. If you're gonna go hot wire that car, buy you a bulletproof vest because they might come out and put some hot lead in your ass, and I'm not
Right.
gonna come and protect you if because you up under this car stealing it. So
Right. Sally
You
B, we
know,
understand. He say he at work, Ray. Hey, next time come and join us, man. You got some points on this topic that we
most
love to
definitely,
talk to you.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
so perfect example. So my dad was a special ed teacher, and my younger brother was actually in the same school. So
In the same class.
as we were standing around one day, and my brother
Be
was
quiet,
about
Ray.
16. No, he's about 14. He's like, Eugene, hey Gene, and I'm standing next to him. I'm looking around like, who you? I'm like, so I said, who are you talking to? Who are you calling? He goes, I'm calling Dad. I'm like, if I ever hear you call him by his first name,
He called him by
I'm
his
put
first name?
I'm putting my foot in your ass, right?
Dude, I was 42 years old before I knew what my daddy's first name was.
Chevalier, Chevalier, Chevalier,
His dad's
and
first name was Daddy.
it,
My yeah, that's their
so
name.
Daddy.
so I'm like, I can't comprehend this, right? So me and my dad sitting down. I'm like, Dad, can you please help me understand this? Why does he call you by your first name and you call him Daddy? I said, I have children of my own, and my brother was 6 months old, 6 months older than my son. I said, I got kids of my own, and I have a child trouble saying your first name. I still introduce you as my father, Mr. Grady. Can you help me understand this situation? I don't know. Well, you like it, I love it. I got to move on because I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? Where? I'm like, I'm still scared of you. I'm still fearful of doing something that's going to upset you. Not that you're gonna beat me and
Right.
whatever, but it's just the
Right.
respect that I have for you as my father.
Respect. That's the
And
that's what
and and
that's
That's
what's
that's the
missing.
key word.
That's the key
and
word.
and
That's the
and,
key
and
word.
here he is, literally running the house. I don't get it. I'm like, I can't come here because I'm gonna kill him.
I wish I would call my dad Herman. Or if I'd have called my dad Herman, I'd have woke up again.
One day, Ray,
One day.
one day,
I can't
one
I
day.
can't call my mom. But I'm gonna call my mom by her first name.
Man, my mom's first name is Ma. That's her first name.
Yeah.
I learned her. I got her name when I was about 56, so that was like last year when I realized her name was Ella. I was like, oh no, we don't do that. And again, I think it goes back to
Man, wait,
the
look,
standards
look.
that are set young.
High end cigars. He say I correct myself when I cuss in front of my parents, especially when my mom was living. Hey, I still don't
I
cuss
ain't
in
never
front of my
cussed in
parents.
front of my
I
parents.
ain't cussing
I
for
ain't never
if
done
I'm
it.
if I'm angry and I'm a cuss in front of my mom. If I feel like I have to use a word, I'm gonna ask her permission to speak freely.
Look, look, the only
and
reason,
she'll
the
say,
only
and
I don't do that.
she'll either say yes or no, and then I have to be very careful the words I use because
Yeah.
it's respect. And that's only to say stuff like hell and damn and ass.
I don't say none of that.
Ain't
I
no
ain't
harsh
never
words
said
coming.
none of it.
I
listen, the
only
only
do it,
way
but this is
I
not in front of her. This is when I'm on the phone and I'm venting because at work they done something, and I gotta say something. I know she can't hit me in the face with
Look,
an umbrella like she's known to do.
because somebody
All that means is I'm
that's
gonna get it when she see me. I
that's
ain't doing
just
none of that.
the
I ain't
only
doing
reason I
none of
knew
that,
my
buddy.
mother, the only reason I knew my mother's first name because my aunts would call her. I'm like, Mom, who's Grace? None of your business.
The reason I know my mama first name is because the school used to call her, and I hear the teacher on the phone. Hey, yeah, Miss Francis. I say, damn, y'all on the first name basis? I need to straighten up.
And they call her Miss Francis because they got respect and reverence for her. Because they
right.
scared of her. They scared of her. Man,
Oh
look,
yeah, oh
I
yeah.
remember
A lot of
last
people
year,
scared of her.
last summer, my wife tried to get me to prank my mom. She was like, that prank they do on TikTok where they be like, shut up, mom. And so we was over there and she brought it up. We was over her house one time, me and my sister and my wife. And Felicia was like, yeah, you're gonna prank your mom. And she came over there, here, do this. I looked at that shit. I said, you crazy? No fuck. I went into my whole falsetto. Ain't no fucking way I'm doing that. There's no way. No way. No way. No way. I don't even play like that around my parents, man. Uncles, anything like that. I got
Nope.
one uncle that I let shit slip out every now and then. He be over there, you cussing in front of me, huh, motherfucker? He cussing at me, but I can't cuss around here.
I
Yeah, your
told you. I
motherfucking ass
said.
cussing in front of me.
I said to my dad once. I was in high school. I was waiting on him to finish doing something, and we was gonna go somewhere. And he said, "All right, I'm done." I said, "Good, let's get the hell out of here." And then I woke up in my room. I didn't even see his shoulder. I woke up, and
Did
he
they at
said
least
to
take
me,
your shoes off, Ray, or did they leave you
"No."
up against the
He
bed on the
drugged me.
floor?
He drugged me in. I was laying on the middle of the floor when I woke up. He came in there and said, "I bet you won't say that again." And I said, "Say what?" He said,
You
"Exactly."
had forgotten. You said exactly.
Look,
Yeah, exactly.
look.
He knocked
Hey, they
he knocked
say
30 seconds out my head. So
amnesia.
I had 30 seconds worth of amnesia. Okay.
Now,
That respect has to be brought back, and that community has to be brought back.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And
I
on
agree
that
with
note,
you.
we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Chevalier. Look, I've been away for a while, but I'm back now. You wait. Well, hey, I drink or two together in the past, so I see how you do it. And we do that on Conversations with Chevalier. Get it though, because you're a mom and a husband and all of the things that
My father would, he would always throw barbecue.
So I worked with him. I was his teacher.
I know in the lounge you always groove and you all over the place. What's your favorite music?
And it was like, well, this is looking different. This is looking personal.
We're playing. Feel like, nah, for real. What about to tell you was going home?
Again, this has been Conversations with Chevalier. Thank you guys for joining us.
Sir, I think you need to put that website in there for the next. I'll do
Right.
it. I'll do it.
I got a
Hey,
question.
Chevalier, what empty shipping container were you in when you made that video, that commercial?
I didn't make that video. I didn't make that
That's
commercial.
it. Sounds like
I
you
didn't
was in an
make it.
empty shipping container.
I did not make that
I didn't
commercial.
play the one that was in the empty shipping container.
That's the fake
The
ass
opening.
headphones you got.
This the
That's them
empty
fake
shipping
ass
container.
headphones.
The
This the
You
opening.
empty
got on.
shipping container.
At ChevalierLife.com, our personalized humidors, cigar accessories, and apparel are unique and the perfect gift for yourself or your favorite cigar enthusiast. Send us any high resolution image or logo and we'll design your personalized humidor. Visit ChevalierLife.com for details or go to my Instagram at ChevalierLife and simply click the link in the bio.
That's the one. That's the one he recorded in the concert hall.
Right.
I recorded that at the orchestra hall downtown. But that other one that you was listening to, that was high resolution sound right there that Ray created. That's just them small speakers you got in that little car you driving right there. You trying to watch my
It don't look
commercials
that
on
little.
Bluetooth?
It
Hey,
don't look that
look.
little.
No, it don't look that little, but
No,
he
the
definitely got
truck
5x7
big.
speakers all through that bad fella. He ain't got
The
no
truck
six by
big, but he
nines
got
and no
cell
8 inch.
phone speakers. He
I'm
got
Right.
cell phone
just so y'all
speakers.
know, I'm in the
Yeah,
back seat driving, so that's how small the car is.
Or
you
you
come
driving
here.
one of them Steve Urkel cars.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
we on
got
the
a
lounge doing our
look. They
thing.
said he got a Fiat.
A Fiat
This is a
Super Bravo. They
this a
stopped making
Yugo
them in
this a
'83,
Yugo
didn't
Sport. This a Yugo
they?
Sport.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
All them Yugos was 3-cylinder, or you
Look,
could
riding around
upgrade
in
to
a
the
classic Pinto.
Toro. You could upgrade to the Toro lawnmower twin cam engine.
Hey
In the
man,
van fella.
hey uh, I want to ask Mac a question
Yes.
because he don't live here. I want to ask you a quick question. We're not getting political. I just want to ask this question.
That
Are
mean we getting
y'all
political.
are y'all laughing at us right now in Canada, or are y'all afraid for us right now in Canada?
Look, you
I
see
just
how he
I just
laughing?
want to ask that
Look,
question, and then we
he
can
had a
move back
chuckle.
off.
He
I just
laughing.
want to ask that question.
Um,
He was
a
laughing when
little
you
bit
asked.
of
Hey,
both,
look,
my
as
friend.
soon as you asked, he started laughing. He was like, oh,
He was
oh.
laughing when you asked.
Yeah, we kind of laughing, and then we kind of go, but what if?
Yeah.
Sure,
We're
they
gonna
Like,
have a
forgot
whole
they
bunch of
learned the
illegal
first
border
time, didn't
crossers
they?
getting to Canada.
Yeah, you think they crossing the border to get here? We gonna be crossing the border to get there. I'm gonna chill up here for
Man,
4 years.
I've had a couple friends already get their dual citizenship and go to Canada already.
Well, I'll
Hey,
tell you, there's a place up in Blaine, Washington, which is about
yep.
32 feet across the U.S. border.
mm,
And it's you can probably Google it. It's called the Smuggler's Inn, and his backyard is on the border. And it wouldn't be
Wow.
the first time we've seen people with suitcases coming across.
Wow.
4 years worth of
Yep,
clothes.
book a weekend. Book a weekend at the Smuggler's Inn and never check out. Kind of like Hotel California.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what that was.
I just had to ask that question, man, because I just had to ask that question. We ain't got to get political yet. We
It
ain't
That's
ain't
got,
that's a
much
good
better up
question
here
though,
either,
Ray.
Ray.
huh? We can have our political show next week.
You know
Yeah,
what? We are gonna have a political show next week, and I'm gonna lay it out. We're gonna do a political show next week.
The,
that's if you all aren't in the square getting beat.
you're
We
right.
might be.
You're
We
right.
might be. Because the election will be over by the time we come on next week.
Yep.
No, election day is Tuesday. Yeah, election will be over
That's,
by the time we come
yeah.
on next week. We'll know if
Look,
we'll
when
know.
when the
Well,
sirens come out, stay inside.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe these last 30 minutes, and the political stuff is annoying, but you'll like it. Sorry.
No, wait a
Chevalier,
minute.
Listen,
That's not
make
true.
Make sure you
Chevalier.
got plenty of ammo and all your guns are clean.
Yeah, plenty of ammo. Your guns
No,
are
no.
clean. What you gotta
Can
have
is
do.
an escape plan. What you gotta have is an escape plan, depending on the regime. You know, we just don't know. I've always when I was
All I'm saying is, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this out there to everybody who sees this, or who's watching, or who will see it later on. Um, Look, I've already voted, so please stop sending me political shit trying to sway trying to sway my vote.
hey man,
Please
just
stop
send the
doing
message.
this.
Just send the message to who you
I
want to
think
send it to.
I got
Just
another one
call it
today.
out, Ray. Just call
Dude,
it
I
out,
got
man.
another
Call it
one
out, man.
today. I'm like, come on. And if you're going
Call it
to
out,
send
Ray.
me,
You should have
if
got that
you
off your chest at the beginning of the show.
if you gonna send me some political shit, make sure it's
It's
true.
not a soundbite.
Don't
delete.
send me no headline or no AI or something that don't. I was sent this article because this person said something about the government ain't helping the
You actually opened it up?
what?
Oh,
It
he
was a
opens them all,
screenshot.
then he
No, it was
calls
a
me
screenshot.
mad.
I don't get no links. It was a screenshot.
No, it'd be a
Yeah,
screenshot. No, you
actually
just send him a
um,
screenshot.
to see the message.
We was already in the. It was a different. This person sends me like funny reels, and every so often one of them will be something political,
He
but
always sticks it in
it's
the middle of all
always
the
a
funny
lie.
shit, so Ray can't help but open it.
It's always one of the
Oh,
sound bites for the
that's
lie.
a that's a
But
control alt block. I'm
look,
sorry.
he sent me this
I've been telling
article
him.
saying that FEMA refused to help this town because the roads were out. They were lying and say the roads were out. But in the article of the picture, the road is gone. The road has
The road was washed out.
gone.
The road was
Oh,
washed out.
talking about
The big,
Asheville?
They do.
it was Asheville. It was
Yeah,
Asheville.
yeah.
And
I
let
say,
me just
man,
elaborate because Ray trying to be
if
PC.
you can't
It
see
turns out there
in
was
the
a
Hey,
guy
damn
hey,
there
Ray,
that was shooting at all the
Ray.
FEMA workers.
Hey, hold on, Ray. Fuck him.
I
I
keep
say,
telling him, DJ.
but
I keep telling him block him. He won't block him.
no, I don't get involved in that shit. I don't have
And
those
look,
conversations and I
and
ignore
that's
it. But
our point. Look,
every so
that's our
often,
point. Look,
I gotta say things, and
Ray,
all I do is tell them read
out
something.
of everybody in this panel, you probably the most computer savvy motherfucker there is. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
hey, say it twice,
Look,
DJ.
do a reverse lookup, block all the numbers
No,
that they got listed.
I know
And just
exactly who it is. I know exactly.
He knows
It
who
ain't
it
a
is.
no.
He just won't block him.
It's not a uh. I told him I was gonna have to block him if he sent me another one.
See,
He
Ray
ain't
Ray
sent no.
started out expressing
that's
his
great.
leftist.
Say
Ray started
right.
out expressing all his leftist views to
Hold
the
on.
dude, and then the dude thought,
I
wait a
ain't even
minute.
I ain't even
Chevalier.
start out doing nothing. I ain't got
I
no
was
left views. Don't
I
put
was
that
started
out
out with
there.
this. Right. You enabling him.
Yeah,
Block
I'm
you
him.
are. I
just
keep
gonna
telling
say
him,
the same thing, Ray. It's like a kid. Don't threaten to block him. Block him.
just block him.
Just block him.
Look, he ain't even gonna know you blocked him.
Chop
That's
him in
what's
the
so
throat.
bad.
I was like, yes, he do, because he watched the lounge all the time.
Hey,
But
look,
he be
don't
watching it
care.
through
Look,
my page,
so
not
he gonna
yours.
see this. He
He
gonna
Don't
see
watches
it.
care.
it. He watches it on Instagram.
He gonna see it.
Hey,
Well,
That's
let
look,
me just
fine.
call his name out there. You want me to call his name out there?
I'm not gonna put him out
I
there.
love the dude. I love him to death.
I'm not gonna
Like,
put him out there.
he don't send me that stuff though. He don't send it to me. He only send it to you. I've been telling you that.
That's because
Hey,
he think you already on the same team.
look.
He don't think I'm on the same team.
Like God,
He don't
God,
think I'm
he's a
on the
blocky
same team
God.
at
Like,
all, buddy.
He already think you on the same team because you say
Yep.
stuff like, I'm very conservative.
I'm
And
very conservative.
he goes, oh, I ain't got to say nothing to him. But then
That's not why. He
because
know
no,
not to send me
he,
that
he's gonna
shit.
get blocked.
He knows there's a Harris
but
Wall sign in my yard right now. He knows not to send me that shit like that.
but
He ain't getting ready to send that to me.
I digress. I digress.
Right?
I just had to get that out there. Don't send me that shit. I've already voted. Early voting. When early voting open, in there.
So for all of y'all that are watching the show tonight or gonna watch it tomorrow, hey, make sure you get out and vote. You got until the 1st to early vote. It's important. Take 2 people with you. If you can put 3 people in your car, take 3 people with you and vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote.
And if you one of them people that say my vote don't count, don't talk about
It
it too much.
counts. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to hear
Yeah.
no
For
complaints.
everybody like
Whatever
Chevalier
happens,
to put the uniform on, and the ones before him, you owe it to them to vote.
Yeah, man, say it
yes.
again, Mac. I don't think they even understand. Yeah, that'd be my thing, man. Like, I'm gonna say this without getting too political, but what pisses me off about a lot of African American people, it bothers me when they say it because there are so many people died for you to express the right, to vote, and then you just won't, and not because you can't get there, not because you don't have time, you just won't because you just don't want to. And I think what gets me when they do that is that they feel like by them not voting, they're standing for something. And what you doing is not standing for a fucking thing. And I can't, when I think about the cost, the heavy cost in this country that has been paid so African American people can vote, it really sickens me. The one thing that made me feel good, all of my kids that could vote voted before I did. And it wasn't because I picked up the phone and called them and said, you need to go vote. I got text messages come up, you vote yet, Pops? I was like, nah, I ain't made it over there yet. Say, man, you mean I voted before you? I got that text 3 times from my
Well,
3 oldest.
get your ass out
Nice.
there and do what you got to
I,
do.
I voted Saturday. But they all went soon as early voting started. I got one in Arizona, one here, and one in Louisiana, and all 3 of them voted before I voted. I didn't ask them who they voted for. I just wanted them to understand that you have a right to do so. Whatever, research the political agenda that speaks to your experience, whatever your experience is, and then support it. But stand 10 toes down for whatever you support. But from what I did kind of, say, so, did y'all vote like I vote? I didn't ask them who, and they were like, oh, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, well, shit, I might as well ask y'all who you voted for, but I didn't. It just bothers me, man, when you have people, um, and I'm not saying they need to vote for Kamala Harris because of who I voted for, but when you sit back and you say ignorant things like, I'm not going to vote for her because she's a woman, or I'm going to vote for Trump because he gave me a $600 stimulus check. When they say stupid shit, that's what gets me about it.
Yep.
That's when I realize that there are certain people that take politics serious, and there are other people only taking it. They're only
Don't give
doing
a
it
fuck.
because it's a fad. They don't give a fuck. If if
Listen,
if the Republican agenda, because and DJ, me and you have talked about this before. A lot of military people vote Republican, but there's a reason why they do that, and a lot of them vote Republican because they're the ones that's out here on the front lines and fighting for you. They can't fight with antiquated equipment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the Democrats, no matter how you look at it, and I vote Democrat, but when I was in the military and I was a young man, there was no way that I was going to vote Democrat. And in the states, the stakes are much higher now at this time in our life than what it was 30 years ago. But
I
I
mean,
wouldn't vote. I
you're
didn't know any military people that
you're
did. I didn't know
you're
but
any.
you're right. You're right. However, I think the dynamics have changed.
The dynamics
yeah,
have changed.
And
Yeah,
when we look at the concept of those things, because
right,
the folks of our generation past,
right,
we went through with mass sacrifices, little recoupment, and everything in the end.
right. And then we
Now,
had the Cold War. The Cold
I
War
think
was a big factor for a lot of military
right,
people.
and so now I think those that are in now aren't looking at it in the same uh, demographics. They're not looking at it in the same political sense. And hell, half of them don't even get similar benefits that we do now. And right now there's it's so much more scrutiny right now when you're talking about Project 2025. And all of those things that play a part in it. So a lot of them are looking at it like, all right, I gotta be strategic about my vote. Not who's the better candidate, but I gotta be about me.
Right.
You know, and so it's painful. It's painful to actually listen to people talk when it comes to this. I was in a cigar lounge earlier today in Seabrook, New Hampshire, and they were like, bam, bam. They were on it. They were just, I could hear them chitter-chatting about it, and I was just like, look, it's almost time for me to get up out of here because I didn't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? There was those that I think were pro-Trump. There were those that are pro-Kamala Harris. Like, man, I drive into work up here, and there's people outside, bro, just standing near the base, standing near the shipyard. There's people out, and look, they got Trump signs on this side, Kamala Harris signs on this side, and they all standing like literally right at major intersections, and you're just like, shit. Like, it's really coming down to this, to, you know what I'm saying, the individuals in the state. And so when you think about certain states, you know what I'm saying, and I bring up New Hampshire and Maine and in this area because they're very liberal, they're very gun conscious.
Very liberal, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're very like, look, we want to hunt, we want to carry our guns. Like, man, the crazy part is I went into this particular lounge. It's across the street from the hotel, and the guy told me a story. He's like, man, he said, man, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you do your check. And I was like, well, what you mean? He's like, you know, you kind of pat yourself down. Okay, keys, wallet, money, cash. To him, the next thing was his pistol. I said, okay. And so he said this particular morning, he got up, but he overslept, got rushed a little bit, got the keys, got the wallet, everything, got the money, headed out. Opened up the cigar lounge, was there for about an hour, and was like, I don't have my fucking pistol. Oh, shit. Like, my day.
Got to close the lounge and go back home and get it.
My day is distraught. But one of the other fellas came in. He's like, hey, you strapped? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, we're good. But to him, mentally, he was like, I'm off. I don't have my tools that I would normally have. So he ended up leaving. He went home, got his piece, came back. Probably within that 30-minute time frame of him going, coming back, and everything. Like, literally. And when I say this, I'm talking about not even 100 yards that I'm away from this lounge. There's a Dollar Tree dead center. He said, man, I got my gun. I came back in the store. He said, probably 20 minutes later, a car rolled up into the Dollar Tree parking lot. A dude jumps out, click, firearm in hand, was pointing at a particular car, walked around the car. The person wasn't inside, and they started kind of like, you know, walking around the perimeter, trying to figure out like, yo, what is person at? And so he was like, man, his buddy was like, yo, why you tripping? He's like, bro, what if this happened in our lounge?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where we got paying customers and everything else. Like, we are the only defense. The cops are going to come after the aftermath. Right. And I understood him. in a sense, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, well, why why somebody could come blazing in the cigar lounge?
Hey,
You
you
know what I'm
never
saying?
know. You
But you're
never
right.
know.
You do never know. Um, I've never seen it happen, but as I talked to him, but they were so free. Dude didn't
Right.
know me from Adam. He's like, bro, you love to shoot? Man, come on out with us. And I was like, yeah, I seen Get Out. Mm-mm. I'll
But you
tell
know
you,
what though, man? One of the interesting things about everything that's going on, if you look through history, US history, and you look at politics, there are two issues that have never changed no matter
gun,
who's been in office. Guns and pharmaceuticals.
they're
The
not.
two things, they've never changed. We've been held captive by the pharmaceutical industry, and no matter whether you Democrat or Republican, everybody talks during election time. But man, we had the big mass shooting here at Uvalde a couple years ago, and nothing. Everybody uses talking points, whether you're Republican or Democrat. And this is why I try not to get too caught up in that, because at the end of the day, the NRA puts money in everybody's pockets to keep the
Yes.
conversation and the debate going. But one thing they never have done, whether the Democrats controlled the House and the Senate or vice versa, nobody has ever one time enacted any meaningful legislation. We spent all of Trump's and I'm not knocking, this isn't a knock on Trump or get anything for Obama or
Right.
anybody else. But the biggest thing we've been talking about for the last 16 years is what? Bump stocks, bump stocks, and registry, because no one is going to make a definitive ruling to say no one can buy AK-6, AR-15s. Nobody can buy weapons of mass destruction like assault weapons used for war. They're not going to say that. It doesn't matter
Well,
who it is. And so when I hear people going
the
back and forth, well, if the Democrats get in there, this is going
the
to, hey, it don't
issue,
matter which one of them, and the shit don't change. They use
even
it to keep us divided.
Well, let me
even with
let me
that,
let me
even with
say this
that,
real quick
the issue is I can order certain particular parts sold separately, and I can assemble an AR-15 in my own home.
You can 3D
Yep.
print a you can 3D print a gun.
Right.
You sure can, and it'll work.
But
And the fact of the matter is like, okay, people are doing this, but at the same time, like they're getting very ingenuitive with the designs. They're using plastic. I can
but
run
but
that
but
through
here's my
over
thing
the
with the whole guns. You can put whatever regulations you want to on law
It's not gonna
abiding
work.
citizens who buy guns. People will still find a way to criminals criminals don't follow the law. So it don't matter what you do, criminals are still gonna get their guns.
Exactly.
Right.
So why use it as
But
why do people get caught up in the argument of
because
this
people
is
get
why
caught up in
one is
hot
good?
words. People get
Yeah,
caught up in hot
I
words and
agree.
talking points. Every time there's an election, that's what they talk about is hot words and talking points. The thing that we have to do is we all have to read. We have to do research. We can't let the ramblings and bullshit that politicians say deter us. But but probably now more than ever, we have to look past these two candidates.
Oh, you do.
We have to look
Yeah, you
past
do. I
these two
agree.
candidates because neither one of them is going to come in here and do a whole bunch of stuff right now, right?
Now,
Neither
what I
one of them
will
is
say,
going to
Ray,
come
I
in and
agree
do a
with
whole
you.
bunch of stuff right now. But the reason that we have to look past both of them because there are things coming behind Trump that are going to harm a lot. If you don't want to vote for a woman, or if you don't want to vote for a person of color, if you don't want to vote for her because you think that by being vice president, she has this superpower to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff, then you need to think past that and think about 4 years from now, right? If you want to vote for Trump, for whatever reason you want to vote for Trump, you have to think about 4 years after Trump.
You want
What's
well
it
there
gonna look
4
like?
years afterward there won't be another election
But that's the
because he's
thing.
already
That's what
said
I'm.
it. He ain't
That's what
doing
I'm saying.
elections no more.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he's already
That's
said it.
that's what I'm saying.
And
And
he
they're already putting things in place
well
to
he did it
for
during
him
his
to
he did
not
it during
have
his
to run.
candidacy. He
But
did it
Well,
during his candidacy.
they're putting more things in place for it for him to
well,
not to be another election. So you can say, hey, uh, I want yeah, well, 4 years from now, guess what? You still gonna have it. It's a
Yeah, because if
possibility.
he gets in there, that's it.
You still gonna have it. And then 4 years after that, you still gonna have it. So if you don't think he's the end all be all, then you got to find stuff. You got to do what you got to do the right thing.
well, the biggest piece that he's already done is that he's already got the Supreme Court to say that he
Yep.
can't, president shouldn't be
Come on,
held
Grady.
accountable for anything. So
Can't be
if
held
I can't, if
accountable
I,
for
if I can't,
anything.
I can't hold you accountable for anything. So you can legitimately, which is one of the bigger talking points right now, you as president can go hunt down anybody that disagrees with you, i.e., a Putin. But the other part about this whole thing with the guns
Wait,
and
wait,
whatever,
wait, Grady, wait, Grady, wait, Grady. Not only, not only can he go hunt down somebody like Putin, he's
no, no, no,
already
no.
said, he's already said that he's going to mobilize the military against anybody who doesn't agree with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Here,
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm
here.
saying.
Right here.
He can go.
So
I'm
if
just what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
agree with him and you're
He
here,
can hunt
guess
down his
what?
own political rivals if
Yep.
you don't agree with him, just like Putin does, is what I was saying. But the biggest part about this gun thing, especially during an election season, so the gun thing is in the left hand, and everybody's focused on the left hand, while the right hand is taking away every other fucking right
It,
that you
every
thought you
other
ever
right you
had.
got. We do a
And
bill. They propose a bill in Congress about insurance rates, and in that bill, you would think it'd be a 10-page bill, but it's 347 pages because you got interest rates, you got laws for stop and frisk, you got some of the basic rights of women and of people of color. All of these things go
it's
into
wrapped into
these are the
that.
bargaining chips that go into it while we all looking at the left hand where they plant twirling guns and they doing all of this. Let's let you know. And one of the things I try to do when I have this conversation, because I do a lot of reading, and I when I'm talking, I know what I'm talking about. The fact of the matter is, Sally B just said in here, 4 years from now, he mostly will be dead or like Biden on his way out. You're probably right. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. When he sets this shit into motion, the way he plans to do it, then Trump Jr. will be in there. It's just like North Korea. It's just like North Korea. Let me tell you something. They don't have elections in North Korea. When Kim Jong Un's dad died years back, what 15, 20 years ago, then he came into power and he was worse. He just was quiet. He wasn't like his dad that was vocal and said, if you come over here, we're going to blow your motherfucking brains out. He wasn't like that. He's very quiet and calculating. But my point is this: the regime has never changed hands. It stays in the same family, the same group. And this is where he's going. And if he
Right.
if he accomplishes this in the US, I had this argument today at work. I'm a United Auto worker, right? Trump is not a fan of manufacturing. Period. Everybody knows it. But because he talks racially, you got a plant. We got a plant where I work with 3,000 people. It's divided about 50-50 down the middle, white and everybody else. Man, you got people walking around and they don't even speak anymore because they so focused on race because they think Man, and I've heard some of them say it. I was sitting in the bathroom the other day and the dude said it. He said, "I'll be so glad when Trump gets in here so we can get all these niggers out the plant." And I come out the stall and I looked at him and his eyes got big. And you know what I said to him? I said, "You know the difference between me and you when he gets in office?" He said, "What? We just gonna all be niggers. There ain't gonna be no difference." I said, "Because let me tell you something. No matter what you think about him liking blacks and whites, what he don't like the most is broke motherfuckers. And all us are gonna be considered broke niggas together." I said, "So you might want to think about what you're saying." And I said, "And the next time you sit in here, make sure there ain't no niggas in the bathroom when you say that shit." I said, "I ought to slap you in your fucking face, but I'm not because it doesn't bother me because I see what you drive every day. So it doesn't bother me."
My the
I
thing the thing. Look, that's the problem. Is he's got people ready for that, thinking that we're gonna go back to before the civil rights movement and all of this. And
Yeah, that
that's
ain't
the
got nothing to
that's
do
the
with
make
it.
that's the make America great again. And he's talking to these people and getting them all riled up. And I just want to put it out there for all of those people who are thinking that they didn't stop making guns when they made jerks.
You
No.
know, and
That's
I
all
literally
I'm.
had this. I had this conversation with one of my club brothers. Man, because Trump gave us this. I say, are you serious right now? You're gonna vote somebody because they gave you a $600 check? So that's what they want you to do
He
because
didn't
why
give
he's
them the
getting.
damn check.
But
They
but
too
hear me.
stupid to know that.
But hear me out. And that's the part, right? Well, I had more money. I said, no, you probably had a couple more dollars in your pocket, sure. But when you can't drive no more, when you can't go here or go there because the law said so, because you didn't pay attention to what was going on in the right hand because you're too busy to focus on a couple dollars in your pocket. Now you can't drive, you can't leave your house, you got to be in by 10 o'clock. You can't. That's the
That's
shit still.
what
That's the
they
shit that's
don't.
gonna be
Hey,
happening,
That's
and
the
that's
and
what
stuff
you're not
that
seeing.
they don't
he's
see.
already said
Exactly.
he's gonna enact martial law
But
in a lot of major
but
American
on
cities.
on more than enacting martial law in major American cities, there's this thing called what is it? Fed Now. There's an app called Fed Now. You know how so China's got WeChat, right? China's got WeChat. It's kind of like uh what's the WhatsApp, but it's everything in WhatsApp. So
Hmm.
you would have to do everything. So money, paper money, physical money is going to be gone. You
Oh,
already
they've been saying
saw it,
that for the last 15 years.
but
It's
but
going.
it's
It's
happening
going.
in front of
It's
our
happening.
faces. All of these people go into the banks and can't get their money out because the banks didn't. I forget what it's called, but they didn't enroll in whatever it was in time. You can't get your money out.
Bank of
People are in
America,
there
Wells
upset.
Fargo,
Oh, I can't get
Bank of
no money
America,
out.
Wells
Let me
Fargo,
tell
and
you something.
Comerica.
They will
Yep.
control your money. When they control your money and it's digital, they can turn your money off. It's not
Off.
a conspiracy. So if they say you can, if they say, well, you know, you said something bad about the government, so we don't want you can't go outside of a 5 mile radius of your house. I mean, you can go, but you can't spend no money out there.
Right. Ray,
That's the other thing
Instagram just
about.
kicked us off. They
That's the
just
other
kicked
thing
us off,
about.
by the way.
That's the other thing about these
I
electric
see.
cars.
Hold on. Ooh,
They just kicked us off. The
ooh,
last time we had this conversation like this, they kicked us off. They can't kick us off StreamYard, but they kicked us off Instagram. Because what you said, we said Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Comerica. We said, we
no,
talked
that's not
about,
it. That's not it. That's not it at all. That's not why they kicked us off. They said this was hate speech
there it is.
because
So
because we was talking about probably because could have been because you said nigga 37 times.
Well, no, they don't ever kick you off of that. That's
it's
Oh,
in
an
all the
they
rap
did.
acceptable
Well,
songs,
term
yeah.
on social media. That's an
But
acceptable term. Now, if you say something about Jewish people, then you get kicked right off.
well, nah. Well,
so
it's
so
probably
You
Ray, to
remember
because
when
your
we had the
point,
conversation about Jesus?
hold
Remember
on.
when we had the conversation about Jesus? We all started spinning.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I can get it back. Hold on.
So here's the other part, Ray, to your point about digital money. All these electric
Oh wait,
cars now,
wait, wait,
right?
wait, 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 wait. Oh, what you got?
They
Let me
kicked it
see.
off. They ended that quick.
It,
I wasn't listening to Instagram to see exactly what it was or at the
I'm
exact
looking right
moment
now.
they kicked it off. No, we back on, but I'm trying to see. I'm waiting on somebody to come in to um tell me what part did they kick us off on? That's what I want to know.
They kicked us off when you were talking about the money. But they're about 45 seconds behind. So it was right around that time when we were talking about all the different stuff. We started talking about the rhetoric about the left hand and the right hand. It was right around there. Just after that, they kicked us off. Because I'm sitting here looking at it. We back on right now, and there's three people on here, me, you, and Mike Keisha right now. But they kicked us off
I'm
Instagram.
still showing that I'm on.
No, 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 not on here, not on StreamYard. On
Not on
Instagram,
StreamYard, on Instagram.
they ended
Oh,
They ended
okay.
the live. Yeah, they ended the live.
Hmm.
But again, that goes to show you though how closely they watch. Ray, if you remember 2 years ago when we first started, we had Orlando on here. He started talking about uh he was talking business and he got to talking about Jewish people and how they control the media and stuff like that. And he started spinning, then I started spinning, little things started spinning, then Ray started spinning. They kicked us off. We had to go back in, and I think we came back in under me this time, and they let us all come back on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, we back now.
Yeah,
But that's crazy because while I'm talking about that, that's when they kick us off.
right.
I was looking and it said to see why, and it said because of hate speech.
Yeah.
maybe it was about because he was gonna punch somebody in the face.
No,
No,
but you
no,
know what though?
they
You
kicked us
can you
off.
can watch Instagram all day, and I'm gonna say it where Instagram can hear. You can watch it all day, and they'll show naked women and all kinds of shit on here. They'll show all of that, and there ain't no
No,
problem.
they
Yep.
they
But they
they
won't let you, or they won't promote you if you're a cigar page.
that
Right.
too. But
Because that's hate.
it was during what it was during when I was talking about the money.
Hmm.
That's when they
Yeah.
kicked us off. That's when they kicked us off. So I guess I was too close.
Oh,
Right.
So
speaking about getting kicked off, I need to do my toast here because somebody's
yeah,
going
we
to come
gotta
in
Oh,
run.
here and
mama's
kick
cooking.
me
Let
We
me
off.
gotta
get let
run
me get my
ashes
stuff
together.
together.
We gotta run
Let me
ashes and
get
glasses.
run
Get
ashes
your
and
stuff
glasses, man.
together. Uh, I got time to run a commercial, Mac.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
The Saint, the signature, order now at thehertfordlounge.com.
All right. Ashes and glasses. All right, let's go, Mac. Cause we got you back. Let's go.
All righty.
Let me turn
So,
my glass around.
sarcasm and orgasm. Two things most people don't get. And those who do are smiling. Look at you all smiling out there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a good one. Sarcasm and orgasm, two things that people don't get. I like that.
What you got, Grady?
There's a quote that I heard earlier today. They said it is nice to be important because a lot of people want to be important. But what's important is to be nice to everybody that you meet.
Ooh. Damn, Grady says
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink to that,
cheers. Damn.
but I ain't gonna be nice. I might be a little kind, but I ain't finna be nice.
I ain't about to be nice. What's up, Gerald Lilly?
Chevalier. What you got?
Man, I'm just gonna do what I always do. Here's a toast to everybody that supports us in spite of, who comes out and shares their views. As y'all see tonight, sometimes we share our views, we get kicked off Instagram. But you know what? Ray and I are growing this platform. That's why we try to get you guys to come over to StreamYard. For those of y'all that are willing to make that leap with us, because this reminds us why we gonna make the fucking leap next season back in January when we come back. This is why we making a leap. So here's to the leap. Here's the change. Here's the growth. I hope we all experienced it. Cheers.
Cheers.
My toast goes to the Instagram moderators who spend their time watching and listening. First of all, I thank you for watching our show. I thank you for
We
watching
love you.
the show.
We love you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We love you. Um, also, also, stop messing with cigar smokers, and let us do our thing.
Put a little pressure on the child porn people.
Put a little pressure on the child porn people and the hoes.
Yep. No more
Cheers.
hoes on Instagram. Cheers.
No more hoes on Instagram.
Or at least limit the hoes. We don't want to take the hoes completely out. Hoes do make the world go round.
You can get rid of their ass. You can get rid of them.
No, hoes make the world go round. I mean, come on now.
They
They
don't
are
make
the
my world go round.
antithesis of this shit spinning. Somewhere.
They keep
So
truck
before I
drivers
run,
They keep
before I
truck
run
drivers
here, I
running.
just want to say,
What you got, Mac?
here's hoping that we don't have to go on to Radio Free America next Wednesday.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Wolverines.
They're gonna be out there, Wolverines. Hey, while y'all laughing though, I
See
have
you
been
guys.
looking at escape plans. I've
See
been
you,
looking at
man.
escape plans through the woods and shit.
Well, hey, those of y'all who came back, who jumped back in here, I guess uh somebody DM me and tell me what exactly was the last thing you heard. Because I want to know the
Yeah, because
exact
we not that show is
that
gone.
they
We ain't gonna
kicked
be
us
able to
off.
pull no clips on that one. We ain't gonna be able to put no clips
It,
on that
it,
one.
it,
That
it
show is
should
gone.
it should be in the archive. I got it. I got it. I can download it on StreamYard. I can put it up there.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Well, we'll get some of this.
But somebody DM me and let me know exactly what part that they kicked us off on. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Um,
Selly B was in there. Selly B, if you see it, let us know, man. We have to send him a message and tell him because he didn't come right back. So,
yeah. So but on that note, man, y'all have a good night.
yeah. Hey, and Grady, hey man, be
Yeah,
safe out there. I know you rolling, bro. We love you, man. Be safe out there, bro.
Yeah. And watch
I
out for
Be
them
appreciate
hot
it.
safe.
lips.
Hey, and watch those curves. They turn on you.